Do you feel inconsistent when you're playing? Sometimes you're popping off and feel you could go toe to toe with 10s, and then other times you feel more useless than a knitted condom? If so, this warm-up routine is guaranteed to help you play more consistently and have your aim feeling crispy for longer periods of time, allowing you to rank up faster and hit shots like you never have before. Now, before you get started, I would highly suggest you put on some music or a playlist you can listen to make this whole process a lot more enjoyable for you. Alright, so now that you're ready to start the warm-up, the first thing I do is something you've probably never seen in any Valorant tutorial before, and that is to warm up your muscles and your joints before you play. It only takes about 5 minutes, but it is very beneficial. It helps loosen up your joints putting synovial fluid into them, allowing you to have smoother and crispier aim than ever before. Now remember, when doing these stretches, to ease into them and do not stretch into pain. If they cause any pain or discomfort, discontinue immediately. The first stretch I do is something called wrist extensions. For this one, I'm going to put my arm out in front of me with my palm facing up. I'm going to grab onto my fingers and lightly pull down. I'm going to hold this for about 15 to 30 seconds. Next, I do something called wrist flexion. So I'm going to put my arm out in front of me with my palm facing down. I'm going to make a fist and then I'm going to drop my fist down. I can hold it here, or to make it more intense, I'm going to grab onto my fist and lightly pull down, and I will hold this for about 15 to 30 seconds. Next, I go into my dynamic stretching, and I start with something called wrist rolls. For this one, I'm going to clasp my hands together, and I'm just going to roll my wrist. I do about 10 to 20 reps of this, and then I go straight into my arm circles. For this, I'm just going to put my arms out to my sides and do circles forward 10 times and circles backwards 10 times. I do all 4 of those stretches in a row, and then I take a 1-minute rest, and I repeat that 2 to 3 times. After that's complete, I move on to the in-game warm-up. Now, some of this you've probably heard before and some of it you haven't, so I'd highly suggest staying around for the whole video if you want to become more consistent in Valorant. We're going to start off by hopping into the practice range. Now, the first thing I do is I spawn some practice bots, then I jump onto this ledge. From here, I like to just shoot the practice bots for about 1 to 2 songs or 3 to 6 minutes, depending on how I'm feeling that day. Remember, for this one, you want to focus on accuracy, not speed, so take your time with it. This is going to help warm you up while also practicing your micro adjustments, which is crucial for overall aim development. Next, I move on to some medium or easy bots. This really depends on your skill level. If easy bots are super easy, well then use the medium bots. And the focus here is again accuracy over speed. Take your time and try to hit only headshots. Do this for about 2 to 3 rounds or however many it takes for you to get all 30 bots killed. If it's hard for you to kill all 30, just do about 2 to 3 rounds. That's totally okay as well. Next thing I like to practice is my spray control. To do this, I turn infinite ammo off and I go over to the distance target. For this, you're going to want to use both the Vandal and the Phantom and practice with 1 to 2 full clips in each gun. Do this at a distance of 20 to 30 meters away. Focus on trying to control the recoil and keeping it as close to the middle of the target as possible. Although spray is mostly just RNG, it's very good to get used to controlling the recoil pattern. So if you do have to spray, then you have a much higher chance of the RNG going in your favor. Quickly, before I give you the most important and impactful part of this warm-up routine, let me know what you do for a warm-up right now in the comments down below. Now the game-changing secret that has helped me drastically improve at Valorant. What you want to do is spawn in as Breach. Then you're going to run over into this corner and ult all of the bots off of the platform. Once you've done this, go back to the middle and then shoot 2 practice bots so that they spawn right in front of you. Now from here, you're going to practice your counter strafing. Start strafing side to side and focus on keeping first shot accuracy and shooting the bots in the head. You can start out slow and then progressively get faster as you go. This is very crucial for not only improving your aim, but your movement as well, as most players are lacking in this area, and if you master this, it'll allow you to utilize first shot accuracy more often and win a lot more gunfights. And as a little bonus, I also like to practice my spray control on these bots by strafing side to side, shooting 1 in the head and then spray transferring over to the next bot. I like to do all of this for about 1 to 2 songs or 2 to 5 minutes. Lastly, I spawn some hard bots and I practice my speed flicks. I like to strafe side to side and focus on hitting as many bots in the head as I can and recentering my aim every single time I shoot one. This is going to help practice your reaction flicks while also getting your wrists and your mind primed for the games ahead. I do this for about 1 to 2 rounds and then I'm basically ready to go. This last step is optional, but you can go outside and start practicing your target switching and your movement by strafing around and shooting the bots, switching from target to target and spraying some of them down. This isn't necessary, but I do like to do this sometimes if I feel extra cold that day. After all of this is done, I would highly suggest doing 1 to 2 death matches and focusing solely on your crosshair placement. If you do all these steps, you will be warmed up for every aspect of Valorant gunfighting, and it will also help you improve rapidly and keep you more consistent throughout your games. Now I know this seems like a lot. However, you can look at it not just as a warm-up, but as aim training as well. If this is simply too much for you to do in one sitting, that's okay too. I would suggest picking the drills that you think would work best for you, or the things that you need to work on the most, and focus solely on those ones. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you got any value out of this video, or you want to see videos like this in the future, consider hitting that sub button and ringing that bell notification to stay ahead of every other gamer and unlock your full potential. Much love, guys. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one.